up breathing on purpose, heart steady, I feel aligned. Every step that I'm taking, you already drew the line. I'm right on time by your design, covered in grace, I don't have to try. I'm walking light in perfect peace, I'm where I'm meant to be.
When life, or when your old life is gone, but your new life hasn't arrived yet, nobody talks about the in-between season. Welcome to Unfiltered. It's been a while. And honestly, I've been living life. Real life. The kind that humbles you, the kind that stretches you, the kind that forces you to trust when you don't have all the answers yet. And I think today I just want to have an honest conversation, not from a place of having it all figured out, but from a place of being in it. Because right now I'm in what I call the in-between season, the place where old life no longer exists, but your new life hasn't fully arrived yet. And if you've ever been there, you know exactly how uncomfortable it can be. Everything familiar changed. Now, my environment changed. Things that were once familiar are no longer familiar. Things that felt stable no longer feel stable. And honestly, that's disorientation. Because as human beings, we like certainty. We like plans. We like knowing where we're going and when we'll get there. But sometimes life removes certainty, not to punish us, but to teach us how to trust ourselves, how to trust God differently. Rejection has been a part of this season. Now, I've applied to jobs. I've interviewed. I'm waiting. Receiving rejections after rejections. And let's be honest, rejection is hard. Not because it defines your worth, but because every no carries disappointment. Especially when you're trying. Especially when you're doing everything you know to do. Especially when life already feels uncertain. And I know there are people listening right now who understands this. You're putting yourself out there. You are showing up. You're trying. And things are simply not moving as quickly as you'd hoped. I understand that. I really do. Delays can make you question everything. I'm also building, creating, working on my business, holding visions in my mind. But things aren't happening on my timeline. And that's difficult too. Because when you see something so clearly, you want it now. But sometimes the delay becomes the lesson. Sometimes the delay teaches patience, surrender, resilience, trust, and honestly, I don't always enjoy those lessons, but I'm learning them. The loneliness of carrying stress alone. There's also something about carrying uncertainty largely by yourself. Processing, thinking, managing emotions, trying to stay positive, trying to remain hopeful, trying not to let fear take over. And that can feel incredibly lonely. And I think many people experience this. You smile, you keep functioning, you keep showing up. Meanwhile, internally, you're carrying an entire storm. Fate feels different in the in-between. This season has taught me something. Fate feels different when you're in the middle. It's easy to trust when everything is working. It's easy to trust when the answers are visible. But trusting when nothing makes sense, trusting when the future feels uncertain, trusting when doors keep closing and your plans aren't unfolding. That's different. That's real faith. Not perfect faith, not fearless faith, just continuing to believe anyway. I'm learning that uncertainty is not failure. I think we often interpret uncertainty as failure. We think I should have it figured out. I should know exactly what comes next. Or we think I should be further along. But maybe uncertainty isn't failure. Maybe it's transition. Maybe it's preparation. Maybe it's simply an uncomfortable bridge between one chapter and the other. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. This is part Or this is the part I keep coming back to, despite the uncertainty. I genuinely believe I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I don't necessarily understand everything. I don't have every answers. I don't know exactly how all the pieces will come together. But deep down, I believe they will. Because life has taught me something. Not every chapter makes sense while you're living in it, or while you're living it. Sometimes understanding comes later, and that's okay. Maybe this is what reinvention actually looks like. Maybe reinvention isn't glamorous. Maybe it looks like starting over, feeling uncertain, receiving rejections, waiting, grieving what ended, and still choosing hope, still believing, still creating, still showing up, still trusting, even when you cannot see the full picture. Maybe that's courage. And in closing, maybe you're listening today and you're in the in-between season 2. The old life is over. The new life hasn't fully arrived. You're trying, you're waiting, you're uncertain. I just want to tell you something I'm learning myself. Being in transition does not mean you're lost. The uncertainty does not mean you're failing. Sometimes you're simply becoming familiar with a life that hasn't fully introduced itself to you yet. Whew, that's a lot.
I've been walking through the silence, learning how to hear.
This is episode 43 of Unfiltered. Nobody talks enough about the in-between season, but maybe that's where some of our deepest growth happens. Not when everything is certain, but when everything is unclear, and we choose faith anyway. I'm Colleeno Chippy. Stay grounded, stay aware, stay unfiltered, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Every step is ordered, even what I couldn't see. I was being